It's the Tom Leykis Show.
Oh, God.
And now, here he is, Tom Leykis.
Thank you for tuning in to the Tom Leykis Show. This is where America gets together to talk about the issues you really care about. It's a different kind of a radio talk program. We're the radio talk show that is not hosted by a right-wing wacko or a convicted felon. No, I am your host. Write down our toll-free telephone number. You're going to need it. It's 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866. Thank you for being part of our program. We appreciate it. Here we are together again on the radio. And look at this. Look at this. Look at this. MSN, Microsoft Network. MSN.com. There's a column on there by Dr. Pepper Schwartz, who's been a guest on this show 3, 4, 5 times over the last 10 years. And Dr. Schwartz writes a column for MSN.com. And here is a question. One wonders if this fiancé is a listener to the Tom Leykis Show. 3 times a year, I would like to be made to feel special. My birthday, Valentine's Day, and Christmas. But my fiancé goes out of his way to not do special things for me on those days. On my last birthday, he asked, "What do you want to do?" As though it were a lot of trouble. This year we are spending my birthday with his family, and he considers that to be a present for me. To add insult to injury, my engagement ring, which I don't even like, is cheaper than his monthly going out with the boys expense allotment. What can I do? And Dr. Pepper Schwartz responds, what can you do? You can give him back his ring and find someone who loves you more than he loves power, control, and himself. The writing is on the wall. This guy doesn't love you. He may think he does, but that's because he doesn't know what real love is, and maybe you don't either. Real love is caring so much for someone that you want that person to be happy, and you do what you can to make that happen. Real love is saying, well, maybe I think birthdays are corny, but my fiancée doesn't. She loves birthdays. So I'm going to give her a fabulous celebration because I love seeing her smile. Put simply, your fiancé is a loser. Not only is he fully capable of ignoring your favorite celebrations, but he manages to make them about him and his needs and desires. No one in his right mind mistakenly believes that a day spent with future in-laws constitutes a good birthday gift. I hope you stood your ground on that one. His latest birthday idea deserves a firm, no way, Jose, it's my birthday, and I need to spend it in a way that makes me feel special. If you simply agreed to be with his parents, then you yourself are enabling him to treat you poorly. Face up to your guy's bad behavior and be thankful that he has shown his true colors, giving you reason to leave this relationship before you've tied the knot. If you marry a guy like this, I bet that birthday letdowns and a cheap engagement ring would be the least of your worries. If you can't bear the thought of being single, consider going into therapy, either alone or as a couple, so that you can face up to your problems. Whatever you do, don't stand for this treatment any longer. I don't know that I completely agree with Pepper Schwartz on this. I do think that the truth lies somewhere in between. First of all, anyone who complains about their engagement ring is proving themselves to be exactly what they are, which is gold digging. That's what they're doing. They're gold digging. Because it's the thought that counts, right, ladies? I mean, does it really matter what kind of engagement ring you get? Isn't it all about the love? This is where I've got women between a rock and a hard place. Literally. Because they want to see what kind of rock they're going to get from you before they decide how much they love you. No doubt about it. I mean, if it really is all about the love and the emotions and the relationship, does our engagement ring really matter? Does it matter how much was spent, how nice it is? Is it the most important thing that we love you? Doubt it. I mean, in the case of these two people that are talked about in this column, this advice column, the two of them have issues, okay? I mean, does how expensive the engagement ring is really matter? Should it matter? And if it does, aren't you marrying the wrong person? I think he should get out. If she's so concerned about the engagement ring that she's writing to complain about it to an advice column, he should get out while he can. Now, as far as birthdays, Valentine's Days, Christmas, all of that, you know what, dear? You knew what kind of the guy this was when he became your fiancé. You could have said no. You said yes. You said, yes, let's get married. Yes, I accept your offer. Yes, your proposal is accepted. Why'd you say that? If these days are so important to you, what's the big deal? But you know what? When you say you want to be made to feel special on these 3 days, what you really mean is you want him to spend money. Okay? Because, again, isn't the most important thing that he spends time with you? And spending time with you, whether it be your family, his family, whatever, isn't that the most important thing? No. The most important thing is that he spend money. And then if he spends money, you're going to criticize him for how much he spends. Got me a gift that was only $40. He got me a power tool. He got me the wrong thing. Personally, I don't know what problems he has, but her, because we haven't heard from him, we've only heard from her, but her letter indicates that she is exactly what I accuse women of being. This is a woman who my guess is about a 4 or a 5 and was lucky to find some sucker to marry her. And he really is going to spend what he thinks she is worth. Water seeks its own level. Hot chicks drive Mercedes convertibles because they can get guys to pay for them. And I always say about those engagement rings that the size of the rock is inversely proportional to the size of the knuckle under it. Big fat knuckles are always found under little diamond crumbs with big settings that overwhelm the diamond crumb. Big fat rocks are found on slender, young-looking fingers. The rocks are always, like, out of proportion with the fingers underneath. Finger can barely lift that rock. That's the way of the world, dear. Agree or disagree, baby?
Tom Leykis.
1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866.
In order, I scream, it's 3 o'clock, I gotta turn Tom Leykis on, and all my girlfriends think I'm crazy.
It's the Tom Leykis Show.
Tom. God damn it.
The Tom Leykis Show at 1-800-5800-TOM. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for being part of our program. We appreciate it. Here we are together again on the radio. Tanya on the Tom Leykis Show.
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Tanya.
Okay, listen, I usually agree with what you have to say, but I have to disagree with you on this one because I personally might want a guy to get me an expensive engagement ring, but I don't consider myself a gold digger, meaning like I wouldn't want him to pay my bills. I'm not out for his money, and I wouldn't even really care about the ring that much. But, I mean, if you're going to say that a guy is going to get a girl a ring that's equivalent to what she's worth, wouldn't she want a nice ring to show that she's worth a lot to him if he can afford it?
No, because it's supposed to be all about love. At least that's what women tell us, and I have to take you at your word.
Okay, but I know, I totally agree with you. I totally understand, but you just...
But we all know that's not true, don't we?
What's not true?
That it's all about love.
Well, I mean, with a lot of people, it's not all about love, but I'm talking about, like, in certain...
Like people like the person who wrote this letter to this advice column, for example.
Honestly, I didn't hear the entire letter, but I'm going by what you said right now.
She said, to add insult to injury, my engagement ring, which I don't even like, is cheaper than his monthly going out with the boys expense allotment.
I know, but I'm going off of what you said. You said any girl who cares about the size of her engagement ring is a gold digger, right?
Right.
You just said. Okay, I care about the size of an engagement ring.
Why do you care?
Why do I care? Because what did you just say? You just said a guy is going to get a girl an engagement ring that's equivalent to what he thinks she's worth. So if my guy can afford a big ring and he gets me a small ring, of course I'm going to be offended. It doesn't even matter that I keep it.
Well, if it's all about love, why should it matter?
Because you just said, like, if that means...
No, what I'm saying is not that that's the right thing to do. I'm saying that's frequently what ends up happening. But I don't think it's the right thing to do, and I don't think you have any right to expect it. An engagement ring is a gift. It's a gift. It is not a birthright.
Of course. I mean,
it's not an entitlement.
I don't think every guy should have to get his girl a big engagement ring. But if you're talking about a girl, you're just saying like a girl who cares about her engagement ring size. I'm saying, of course, if you're going to say any guy who, like, a guy who gets a girl an engagement ring gets an engagement ring that is equivalent to her worth, right? So of course it's going to be offensive if he gets her a small ring and you know he can afford a big ring. Like, you're saying if she cares, and like, of course I would care if a guy gets me a small ring. That means that he doesn't think I'm worth a lot, right? According to what you just said.
But that's the whole point, though. If you think you are on the market, like a side of beef to be sold by the pound, then I guess you should expect a big ring. But, if you're going to try to tell me that it's all about love, then the size of the ring or the quality of the diamond shouldn't matter.
I don't know about that. I wanted to just tell you that because I usually really do agree with you on most of what you say, but I think in this case, because I just know I'm not a gold digger, and I could honestly care less about the ring itself, but if I'm going out with somebody who's...
Why does what he can afford have anything to do with it?
Because I just know what you just said is true, that he's going to get me something that he thinks I'm worth. And if he can afford something that's a lot bigger and he gets me a small ring, that means he doesn't think I'm worth much. And, of course, I'm going to be offended.
Maybe you're not.
Maybe I'm not. I'm not saying that I am, but you're just talking about...
So you might turn down the love of your life only because you think you're worth more than the rest of the world does.
Well, I don't know if I'd turn somebody down based on the ring. I'm just saying, of course I'd care. I mean, like, maybe I'm not worth that much, but of course I'd care if the man that I'm with wants to marry me and doesn't think I'm worth that much. That's my point.
All right, Tanya. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate the call. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Carolyn on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom. How you doing?
All right, Carolyn.
Can't stand you, but I can't stop listening, so here I am.
There we go.
Hey, so anyway, I just wanted to call in. My radio's been off for a minute, so I don't know exactly where you're at, but I just want to tell you I'm one of the women who had I had a $16 wedding ring.
Uh-huh.
And I loved it. It was my sterling silver $16 wedding ring that didn't matter how much it cost. I'm sorry, I just said that word. Didn't matter how much it cost because it was the person I loved getting it for me.
Right.
And I think all these women who are putting a price on what their wedding ring is, what it means is complete bull. And the guy, he's actually now, I hate to say this, my ex-husband, but not for the reasons of how much the ring was. He's still my best friend.
Yes.
And we still celebrate our anniversary. Even though we're not meant to be married, we still celebrate our anniversary.
So what's his deal? He's gay? He came out to you? What?
No, that wasn't it. You know what? I think I married a little too young, and I was thinking about cheating on him and all this different stuff. And so the minute I thought it, I said it. I said, "Man, I'm thinking about cheating on you. What's going on?" And we were honest from the beginning to the end, and that's why we're still best friends.
Good for you.
And I just wanted to say, back onto your topic, that about the wedding ring thing, I can never imagine. I don't think I really want to get married ever again, just because it's not for me. But if I did, I definitely probably wouldn't go over $50 for my wedding ring because I could spend it on much more important things.
Wow. All right, Carolyn. Well, thank you for that.
No problem. Thank you, Tom.
Appreciate the call. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Let's say hello here to Shannon on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
So what radio station?
Hey, Tom. How's it going?
All right, Shannon.
I just wanted to say that I don't necessarily think it's always right that depending on how hot a girl is, that she's going to always have the nicest rocks.
Oh, no doubt about it. There are hot chicks with low self-esteem who don't get big rocks, but there are very few fat, ugly, or fugly chicks who have big rocks unless they went out and bought one for themselves.
That is true. And I do agree with that, but I have seen a lot of my friends are California, LA, 7, 8, some are 9s, and for whatever circumstance they got married, and, if the guy can't afford it and gets them a dinky ring, that's, up to the guy, because these girls are supposedly well worth, a lot of money, but I don't think.
Yes, but many hot chicks have very low self-esteem, and that's why I tell men, do not build up a woman's self-esteem. Do not help her build up her self-esteem because you'll end up paying for it in the end.
Yep, they're going to end up shelling out a lot of money that's unneeded.
That's right.
But I do also think that the girls, I think why they care so much, it is about the love. It is a token of their love, supposedly. And a lot of women do take the money value as an offense, or something if it's not enough money that they
Well, it's because finally there is some quantifiable, tangible representation of what they're worth on the open market. And sometimes a woman finds out the hard way that she's not as hot as she thinks she is.
Yeah, that's, a little sad. But I think the lady in the letter, she didn't like her engagement ring. And I think it's not only about the money, because she did bring up money, but even if it was a nice ring and she doesn't really know how much it is, it's something that she's going to have for the rest of her life. So whatever gift you give someone, you hope that they like it, and you should know their taste by then.
Well, actually, men have no choice but to give engagement rings. We have a gun to our heads. We don't like it. We don't like all the advertising that pressures us into doing this. And it has nothing to do with whether we love you or we don't.
Yeah, I understand there's a whole stigma behind it, but...
We don't like it.
I know.
Do you know I was just in countries where women do not get engagement rings?
That's, might end a lot of this needless bickering.
Yes. I was in Uruguay, I was in Argentina, and can I tell you something? There are no engagement rings. At all.
Well,
none, including women from wealthy backgrounds. No diamond rings.
Yeah, well, I think one reason...
Do their husbands love them any less than husbands in the United States?
No, but I don't think they can afford it as like the
Oh,
United
dear, I told you, I spent a good part of my vacation at a wealthy resort in Uruguay.
Yeah, but what...
I saw women of means and their husbands of means staying in a way upscale resort. And I'm telling you, there were no diamond rings.
Well, that's not their culture.
Well, why is it? Our culture is that gold diggers go to the highest bidder. That's our culture.
Yeah, it's a bit sad. I just wanted to voice an opinion. Never got through to you. Love your show.
Thank you,
Agree
Shannon.
with you. So, thanks a lot, Tom.
Appreciate the call. 1-800-5800-TOM. It's Brooke on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello, Tom.
Hello, Brooke.
How are you today?
Do you care, Brooke?
Yes, of course I do.
Doing great.
Good to hear. I was just calling. I agree with everything you're saying. Women are so catty when it comes to rings. It is a gift of love.
Supposedly.
Yeah, I had a friend who was worried that her fiancé was going to give her a ring that was a family heirloom. It was older, it was maybe a little rusted, a little smaller, the quality wasn't as great. And she was horrified to think that was the ring she would be getting.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this ring meant more to her fiancé to give to her than anything he could have bought in a store.
Mm-hmm.
And she looked so down upon it. That just proves, what love, and the ring resemble to in a woman's idea.
Well, no doubt about that, Brooke. Brooke, I thank you for the call. It's 1-800-5800-TOM.
The Tom Leykis Show.
Leykis on Hot Talk 1080 KOTK.
This is the Tom Leykis Show.
Tom Leykis Show, indeed. From Los Angeles at 1-800-5800-TOM. Is that Toria? Toria, you're on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Toria.
Hi. I don't care, actually. Tom?
Yeah.
I don't want to argue with you because I'd never win. Okay? I'm not...
Thank you for conceding the obvious.
Yeah, it's just I think that you speak very well. But I just want to say that for me, I don't care how much my ring costs because I think that as long as it looks kind of tasteful, I think a big diamond ring looks so common and so tacky and so nasty.
Oh, I totally agree with you. But in this country, it's like putting a big price tag on a woman. Like she wants to wear that big rock so she could say, look at me, I'm worth $20,000.
You know what? I want to know I'm worth $20,000 and look like no one would know how much I'm worth. I look good. People crane their necks to look at me when I walk down the street. And that's all I need to know,
Well, I know, but women in this country measure their worth by how big the rock is. How much stuff they can get the boyfriend or the husband to buy for them.
You know, women are walking around with these baby carriers, right, that cost $1,000. It's like saying, I've got $1,000 to buy a baby carrier.
Right.
That is common. That is cheap, and that is nasty.
Well, that is America in a nutshell, dear.
Oh, God. All right, then, Tom.
God bless America.
See ya.
See you later. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Steve on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello, Tom.
Hello, Steve.
How you doing?
Do you care?
Oh, of course I care.
I'm doing great.
Good. I just wanted to do a quick comment on this topic. I live out in South Orange County, which I'm sure you're familiar with.
I am.
And every woman that's gold digging is driving a Mercedes and has the fattest ring on their finger.
Yep.
And every single fat girl is driving around in a beat-up old van looking for money but can't find it. And I totally agree with you.
Yeah, just look at the cars parked outside of biker bars, country music bars. You know the ones I'm talking about. Orange County has a bunch of these.
Of course. Now, luckily, I found a girl who has already been married, however, has been divorced, and does not want to get married, does not want a ring, doesn't care about any of that. All she wants to do is have fun.
Wow. Well, I think you're right about that. And, that's how women measure their own self-worth, which shows you how low self-esteem has fallen.
Oh, it's horrible. It's horrible.
Yes.
And also the people that I run into that are spending $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 on a ring, they're not getting any more than I am. It doesn't make sense.
They're probably getting less because now they're setting the bar for what they have to spend in the future.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel sorry for all those men that are wasting all their time and money trying to get something they can get for nothing.
Very good point, Steve. Thank you. 1-800-5800-TOM. Kara on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey there, Tom.
Hey there, Kara.
I kind of wondered what you had to say about this. My dear sweet husband, he was getting ready to go to graduate school, driving, delivering pizzas, and we found this ring that I really liked. It's not huge, but it was nice. And he decided he went and got a night job delivering newspapers, for Christ's sake, from 3 in the morning until 6, so he could bring home enough money in 6 months or so to get me this ring.
What do you think about that?
I thought that was just wonderful. And then even cooler, you should like this part of it, the jeweler was having a one-day sale, 25% off everything, and I told him we have to go to this, and we went and camped out for 2 hours so he could get the ring for $2,000 off.
Isn't that nice of you?
Isn't that? Well, we used the money for other stuff that he liked, so that was good.
Yeah, but you could have used all of that money, for example, to put it away for investments. You could have invested in mutual funds, stocks, bonds. You could have turned, how much did he spend?
Well, after the discount, it was only about $4,500.
Only $4,500. You know, when I see $4,500, I see 6 months down the road when it becomes $7,000.
Well, it's been long past since then, and it's fine. And it's so pretty, though. It's worth it.
Well,
he thinks
you say it's worth it.
Well, he wanted to get me a bigger one because he was saying, well, it reflects badly on him.
Well, in other words, he has low self-esteem. This is the big self-esteem fight between a man and a woman. He thinks he needs to buy you an even bigger ring, and you're touched by the fact that he wants to buy you a bigger ring.
I actually like the one I have. I didn't want anything bigger.
Mm-hmm.
I am an attention whore, but I'm not quite that bad.
But he obviously is afraid of losing you, so he thinks he needs to buy bigger and bigger diamonds.
So from what he says, it's more that he wants other guys to see this on my finger and think more about him.
You know what? Most guys I know say when we see a big engagement ring on your hand?
That would be the P word?
No, I'll tell you what it is. In fact, it's more than one word. What it is if I've got a bigger wallet than your husband, then I have a chance of stealing you away for anything.
Okay, well, you must be.
That's what I think, and that's what a lot of men think. Wait, let me tell you something. As a man of means, anytime I see a woman in a Mercedes or a BMW, that does not intimidate me. On the contrary,
I believe it.
It's my belief that if a man came along who could afford better, that man could have his way with many of those women on any given night.
And I'm sure with a lot of people that's probably true.
So an engagement ring does not keep men away. On the contrary, all it does is attract a better, wealthier grade of man to you. Tell me that since you got an engagement ring that no man has hit on you.
I can't say none, no.
Yeah, I know you can't.
I can't say none, but
I know.
3.5 years now, so
Yeah.
I don't pay much attention to it. And
We're not talking about whether you pay attention to it. We're talking about whether the engagement ring does what your husband wants it to do. And the answer is really no.
Well, a lot of his coworkers and other people have commented on it, and he really likes that.
I know he likes that, but it doesn't have anything to do with what I just said. And what I just said is that it does not accomplish what he wants to accomplish, which is to make men not make passes at you, not hit on you, not chat you up. And the fact is that they do anyway.
Oh, okay, you're right as usual most of the time. So.
And in fact, although it would sound terrible for you to admit this, you like it.
Oh, I'm not saying I don't.
All right, Miss Attention Whore. So he was a fool to spend all that money on a ring or to try to buy a bigger ring because he thought it was going to keep men away. I'd also be willing to bet, as sure as I'm standing here, that maybe you've told them about one or two of the guys who've hit on you, but I'll bet you haven't told them about most of them.
Well, usually I do because it's funny, but yeah, there is one that I kind of wish would hit on me that I'm like, yeah.
There we go.
That would be fun.
So, boys, I hope you're hearing this. Those of you who are working second jobs to buy an engagement ring to keep the guys away, not only is this woman getting hit on, but there's actually one guy who she wishes would hit on her.
Not that I do anything.
Not the point.
But he's hot, and that would be flattering for him to give me that attention.
Well, isn't that wonderful? So there's your husband out from 3 to 6 a.m. delivering newspapers to pay for your diamond ring, and you're hoping some other guy hits on you. That's wonderful.
He only did that for 6 months.
That justifies it. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. It's Mike on the Tom Leykis Show.
Hey, Tom, how you doing?
Hi, Mike.
Hey, this was quite a few years ago before I started listening to you. I got my ex-fiancée a 3-carat diamond ring, and when I gave it to her, when I proposed, she actually burst into tears because she said it was too big for her. And I said, all right, tell you what, why don't you just wear it overnight, and then tomorrow we'll go to a jewelry store and see what we can trade it in on something. So she wore it overnight, went out the next day, went to the mall, went to a whole bunch of jewelry stores. She started trying on other rings. But oh no, now the 1 and 2 carat ones were way too small. Way too small. And now, granted, we broke up, but the funniest part is I got the ring back and doubled my money on it, so.
You did?
Yeah, I
love it.
The thing I didn't tell her is I basically got it off a dead guy's finger. I bought it in the diamond at an estate sale. So I paid like $6,000 for the diamond and got a setting on it, and sold it when we broke up. I took it to a commissioned consignment jewelry store and got over $12,000 for it. So.
Wow.
But yeah, so this woman that just wanted a 1-carat diamond ring. Now, when we were dating, she was like, "No, this will work for me."
Amazing.
And she flashed it around. And what you're saying is true. Is I noticed that it's that the big ring scared some guys away, but other guys, it was almost a instigator for it.
Yeah, well, that's also any woman who needs a ring that big has got other aspirations.
Oh yeah, she ended up marrying my next door neighbor after we broke up.
Oh, isn't that nice? And did you still live next door?
No, I had moved out. Well, the best part about it was the last time we had sex was like 2 hours before he asked her out on the first date.
Wow.
So when I found out they got married, that's a smile that just stays with me ever since.
I love it. Mike, thank you. 1-800-5800-TOM. It's Dustin on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
What's up, Tom?
Just the ratings, Dustin.
Yeah. Just wanted to say something about this ring deal.
Mm-hmm.
There really isn't such thing as a ring. I mean, it started way back, but back in the 1800s, I think it was they handed each other like gifts. It didn't matter what it was. They could hand them a cloth with some crap on it. Excuse me. And it's a horrible thing to be suckered into buying a girl a ring and spending over $2,000 on it.
Mm-hmm.
But hopefully my old lady ain't like that. She's sitting right beside me, and I'm about to spit on her because she keeps leaking on me.
Oh, really? Now you're 21 and you have an old lady. Why?
Well, I ain't married or nothing, but
Right. Why do you have a girlfriend?
too many sluts around this part, man. You got to find a decent one. You got to hang on to them.
Come on, they're all sluts. You just found somebody you haven't gotten the goods on yet.
No, I got the goods on.
Yeah, you know her background.
Yeah, I know her background.
You know who's been there before you.
There was nobody before me.
How do you know?
Oh, I know.
That's what we all said.
Well, I hope I know.
Yeah, you hope you know. How is she in bed?
What's that?
How is she in bed?
I can't tell you. There's a lot of people live to you around here that know her.
No, is she no good in bed?
No.
She's good in bed. So let me understand. Let me understand this. You are with a virgin who miraculously was good in bed. The minute you went to bed with her, she was great in bed.
No, not the first minute, but over time.
How much time?
2 months.
That's all it took. 2 months with you.
Yeah.
And you whipped her into shape.
No, actually, it was the third month into it, but after that, about 2 months took me to get her in playing gear.
I see. And when she
right beside me, right there.
I know. Well, don't worry. I'll be happy to ask her myself, but I'm letting you off easy, and I'm asking you before you put her on. So let me ask you this question. So now, when she goes downtown, does she know what she's doing down there?
Oh, actually, she's the only girl that's ever done it successfully for me.
Really? Isn't it amazing that a woman with no experience can do something like that? I'm amazed.
I did find that amazing.
Amazing, but not enough to question whether she was a virgin.
See out right now.
You're in the same denial that every other guy is. The average American man wants to be with a woman who is a virgin, but is great at fellatio. And you have talked yourself into believing that's what you have.
Yeah, I guess I have.
Well, yeah, you don't really believe that, Dustin. Come on.
Yeah.
She practiced on somebody, her uncle, somebody. Come on.
You want to talk to her?
Yeah, put her on.
All right, here she is.
Yeah, I'll talk to her.
She likes you, too.
What's her name?
Her name's Beth.
Beth. All right, put Beth on.
All right, here she is.
Hello?
Beth.
Hey.
All right, now it's just you and me here, Beth.
Okay.
Now, you were not a virgin when you met Dustin. Come on.
No, I was.
Come on.
I'm serious.
How could you know about oral sex and doing it right if you're a virgin? That's not a natural talent that people are born with.
I swear.
You practiced in high school. You may have...
I'm in high school. I'm 18. I'm in high school. I graduated this year.
Uh-huh. You've been practicing in high school.
No, I haven't.
You haven't.
You're the first person I ever did.
And amazingly, you just naturally knew what to do.
Well, I mean, I talked to my friends and stuff about what they've done, but I never did it until I met Dustin.
Of course, you had to tell him that, because otherwise he'd think you were a slut.
No, he's been with other people. Why? If I had been with other people, why shouldn't I have told him?
Because women even more don't want to appear to be sluts. Guys feel like they're studs if they've been with other women. But women are afraid of being cast as sluts. Oh, there you go. And you love it.
I do love him.
No, you love that he's a slut.
No, I don't love that he's a slut.
Come on. So, come on.
I was a virgin before.
Come on. Not even your uncle, not even your father. Come on. Somebody.
Oh, come on now. That's nasty.
Come on.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866.
We all know who has the most popular talk show in Seattle.
You do?
Of course. It's not Frasier.
You when you're here.
Some people think it's Frasier. It's not Frasier.
It's Tom.
Of course.
The Tom Leykis Show.
Leykis on Hot Talk 1080.
Send us an email. Our email address is my name. It's Tom at blowmeuptom.com. Tom at blowmeuptom.com. Call our comment line. The number is area code 310-842-9592. That's 310-842-9592. Our web address is www.blowmeuptom.com.
The Tom Leykis Show.
Tom